Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning. I just got back from a walk and I wanted to talk about a few things before I changed my mind, before I forgot, before I sat down and just totally got out of the mood. So I want to go over a few things that have happened, discussions I've had, things that have not happened that I am sure has frustrated the crap out of a lot of people. So let's start here. As we know, so far, nothing has come out about Friday's audit reveal. Nothing in our favor at this point in time. But I personally did not get discouraged. Yesterday, kind of a thought went through my head. It was kind of like, oh man, this is going to be good. Because a lot of people were expecting one thing, it didn't happen, and I personally have let go of anything happening any particular way. And sorry, I feel like I'm sweating here. And I got this way, thankfully, from the idiotic twin flame journey that I started in 2017. It prepped me, it trained me. I feel like that was like the best training in the world for not having things work out the way you thought they were going to, not having things work out maybe in your favor, maybe they will work out in my favor eventually, but at this point in time, I feel like I have been left holding the bag, and I am fine with that. This whole thing that's happened with the bad audit results, I don't even know what terminology to use with that. The fake news still not letting us know what's going on, or perhaps, I don't know. I don't know how to describe that. But anyway, so I ran by my aunt's house this morning to give her a couple of bottles of essential oils, and we talked about our prepping supplies and what we were doing to get ready for a global meltdown. However, whatever you want to call it, nobody knows what's going to happen, but a lot of us feel like something is going to happen. And the discussion came about in this way. I don't even remember what she said, but I remember saying this, and I said, I believe in God, I believe in a higher source, I believe in a higher power, and I believe that they have more control than anybody on the earth. I trust whatever is going to happen exactly the way they want it to. They, as in divine feminine, divine masculine, the divine creator, call it whatever you want. I don't give a crap. I trust and I have surrendered that whatever is going to happen in my best interest. I am not worried about running out of food. I am not worried about the grid going down for a year. I am not worried about all of the things that a lot of people are scared to death of happening. And I assume that is because I am comfortable with whatever is going to happen. If I am supposed to die at age 57 and a half, then that's what's going to happen. And if I'm going to live to be 95, then so be it too. You know, I don't care how the ending is. And so many people feel at this point in time that their frustration comes from not knowing how things are going to end, and they haven't surrendered. They want things to happen a certain way, and it's not. A lot of egos are getting into it with other egos right now, of people going, I know more than you do. And this person's saying, well, I know more than you do. And people are clashing because of that, because egos are still involved. And, it's just, it's just interesting to watch what's going on right now. Also, a discussion with a friend of mine the other day. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, I know what it was. She said she wanted to go back to the way things were in the 80s. And I said, they were just preparing us for what's happening now in the 80s. So going back to the 80s isn't going to make any difference. It's just, it's whatever's going to happen is still happening. And I asked her if she knew what MK Ultra was. And she said no. So I gave her a brief synopsis, I guess, of things that I have learned in the last year and a half that I never knew before, about World War II really didn't end. And basically they all came over here and started using us as guinea pigs. If you haven't figured that out, you will eventually. They have been preparing us for what is going on right now for years. And they have been programming us. They have been psychologically doing bad things to us. There's just been so many things that have been going on behind the scenes, preparing us for what's going on right now. And again, I still feel and will always feel that the light always wins. No matter how bad things look like they are, no matter how many people are going to leave this earth, I still believe the light wins. And there are going to be casualties in this spiritual war that we are in right now. I personally had not known of anybody that had passed of COVID until about a week or so ago, and somebody from a singles group that I was in, she was 60, and I knew her and two of her sisters, and she apparently passed away about a week ago of COVID. So I am starting to know people that have passed of it. I also am a huge believer that all of the stuff that they did last year with the masks and different things that they put in protocol to save us actually was detrimental for many people's health. And I feel like a lot of that we're watching now. I don't know. This is just a feeling that I have. I don't know that the number of spikes that we have had is because everybody's immunity is down because of staying inside and staying away and depression and staying out of the sunlight and wearing those things on your face. I think so many things that the professionals told us to do last year ended up totally being the wrong thing to do. Some of it did it on purpose. Some of it did it because they were told to do it and they thought they were doing the right thing. Again, I don't know the answers to everything. All I know is the sooner that you surrender to not knowing the end of this story and how things are going to happen, not having things happen your way, releasing the emotional aspect of this is a giant war that we're in, and not getting hung up on fighting with other people about who knows more and who was right and who was wrong. The sooner that you will be able to just relax, you'll stop losing sleep. If you are losing sleep now, it just detach yourself from the emotional aspect of everything that's going on. And the sooner you do that, the better off you'll be. And I know that sounds like it's easy to do, and it's not. I mean, it took me a long time to get to this point, to get to the point of I see things from a bigger perspective. I am no longer caught up in the day-to-day things of what's going on. My first big surrender was December 26th of 2019. That was the first, the hugest day of surrender for me, when I tried to have a conversation with something about someone that was super, super important, and they didn't want to have that conversation, but I was willing to let the universe play things out the way it was supposed to. And that was the first day that I surrendered, and it has been a continual surrendering ever since then, of letting go and letting go again, and then letting go again, of how things are supposed to happen, how things are supposed to end, unraveling the programming that everybody has had, from parents and society and all of the baloney that we've had to, get out from under to get where we are now or where we're going. So anyway, I know this was rambling. I don't know if I said anything important. Oh, and I do have one thing. One of the girls that I work with always says, you make friends everywhere you go. And she's like, I wish I could be like you. And yesterday was a prime example of, there is a particular lady named Nadia that I run into at the grocery store every Saturday morning. I usually go early. She goes early with her daughters. We continually run into each other at Meijer grocery store every Saturday morning. And a couple of weeks ago, we ran into each other again. I finally asked her name so I could use it last week, and then I ran into her again yesterday. And so, of course, we started talking more. Now that we know each other's names, now that we know that we're going to have a meeting at Meijer on Saturday morning, we started talking, and she made a comment about, I don't even remember where we were going. Oh, we were talking about a little bit of prepping and cooking and the expenses of groceries and this, that, and the other. And she made a comment about everything going up and, still being on a fixed income and everything. And she brought up the fake news and everything. And I told her, I said, I do believe things are going to get better. I see it from the truther community in the stuff that I have studied in the last year and a half. And so it was nice to be able to have conversations with people that don't see that yet, that may have a lot of fear in their lives at this point in time because they don't see the positive that's going through, coming out the other end. All they see is the nightmare that we're in right now. I do, with every fiber of my being, believe that we are on our way to something good. And again, I have to refer to the quantum healing sessions that I have done on myself and for other people. It's coming. We just don't see the end yet. And if you can let go of the end, if you can let go of when the time is supposed to be the end, if you can let go, and it's that phrase, let go and let God. It's easier said than done. But if you can, I think that must be one of our major lessons here as humans, is the surrendering aspect of letting go of control and not knowing where everything is going to happen or fall in place or whatever, and just knowing everything is going to be okay, and knowing that you don't have control over how things are going to happen, but it's going to be okay in the long run. So anyway, I think that's it. I mean, like I said, it wasn't anything in particular I wanted to say, but I feel like right now there's some people out there that need some pep talks. I know there is dissension in the air. I've talked to people that's having it. I know there is fear in the air. I know because people talk to me about what's going on. So I'm just going to say, keep your chin up. Remember, we are in a spiritual war, and it's not going to be pretty at the end, but the sun is going to shine eventually. So have a great Sunday. Get out in nature if you can. It does the body and the mind good. And I will talk to you next week when I have something else that sounds valuable. All right, later. Bye.